Hello, boxing fans. Thank you for joining us once again on Talkin Fight for another episode of Knuckle Up. Featuring Mike Core at 4. We're Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and glad you're aboard. All right, Mike, what do we got today?
Yo, we're talking about the Tszyu and Takeshi Inoue fight tonight. That happened today. Well, last night, I guess, in over there. Today, here. Guys, the fight happened. That's all we need to talk about. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. It happened. And, like we all thought, Tszyu is now 20-0 with 15 KOs, dominated the overmatched former world title challenger Takeshi Inoue, who is now 17-2-1 with 10 KOs. In winning a one-sided 12-round unanimous decision on Wednesday night, which is now Wednesday during the day for us, in Sydney, Australia. Tszyu landed many hard body shots in this fight due to Inoue being shelled up with high guard to keep from getting hit upstairs. Honestly, Tszyu, he's a monster. We all know this. He's got hands, and he's got that power, man. He's got that Thor hammer knockout, right? So in the championship rounds, Tim looked tired and arm weary from throwing a lot of shots against the punching bag like Inoue, which unfortunately there wasn't a lot of give and take in the contest, largely because Inoue showed no willingness to exchange with the heavy-handed Tim. It appeared that Inoue's goal for the fight was to survive the 12 rounds without getting knocked out. And honestly, guys, he accomplished that goal, but at the cost of losing. This is pretty much the same performance we saw from Inoue in his lopsided 12-round unanimous decision defeat against WBO 154 pound champion Jaime Munguia in 2019. Inoue shelled up in the fight too, hiding behind the guard and blocking, taking shots the entire fight like a sparring partner, just like he did with this fight. Munguia was a lot more willing to let his hands go and take chances in that fight than what we saw from Tszyu tonight. But this is typical for the Mexican knockout artist. Tszyu, Munguia is a high-volume puncher. Both these guys with heavy hands. In Tszyu's case, he looked cautious and loaded up on body shots and threw jabs to the head. Inoue was there to be knocked out. If Tszyu had relentlessly attacked him and did what he does best, but he didn't. He didn't seem to want to do that. Perhaps Tszyu was worried about getting clipped or gassing out. But, guys, what a great fight. I urge you to go and check this out, man. What an amazing event. Where did we go from here? You know, Tszyu's looking at getting this title, man. This is what he wants. You know, after dropping dozens of bombs in this fight and a few F-bombs in the post-fight comments, Tszyu remained undefeated. And he's now on his way to a junior middleweight world title fight with a 12-round unanimous decision over Inoue. So this is great, man. I really like this guy Tszyu. He's come off some great wins, some definitely some heavy hands this guy has, and we got to see it again. And you know what? My shout goes out to Inoue, man, because honestly, he was there to get knocked out. That's what he was there for. He was there to be the punching bag. He was there to be, the sacrificial lamb, as we'll call it. And it really didn't it didn't turn out that way at all. He took everything that Tszyu had to throw at him. He and he lasted the 12 rounds. It's just unfortunately it didn't go in his favor. It was very, very one-sided. And the scores were 120 to 107. 119 to 108 and 120 to 107. Even Boxing News 24 scored it 117 to 111. It was an outstanding performance from Tszyu that he needed to show that he belongs among the top guys at 154. And it clearly showed that he needs more experience before tackling the big dogs in the division, I believe. This 27-year-old knocked Inoue down in the 12th round, but apart from that, there wasn't much to the fight. Tszyu fought clinically against the overall cautious Inoue, who kept a high guard the entire 12-round contest to avoid getting hit with the headshots. But it allowed him to just get punished in the body. In the 5th round, Tszyu hurt Inoue with a shot to the head, causing the Japanese fighter to lose his composure and turn his back to him. Inoue then retreated across the ring in 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 an amateurish way. Tszyu held back from taking advantage uh, of Inoue from training with him. Sorry, excuse me. He took advantage of Inoue from trading shots to the head when he was defenseless. So it's a great fight, guys. Go out and watch this, man. Tszyu was a little too controlled against Inoue, because Inoue he drops people himself, and honestly, I believe he was a bit timid, a bit timid. He was worried about getting clipped, and he didn't perform the way that I expected him to, or a lot of his fans do. Inoue was there to be battered. He was there to be battered and beaten and knocked out. He was to be put in front of him, and it looked like he was a sparring partner. So, guys, the top junior middleweights: Jamel Charlo, Brian Castano, Erickson Lubin, Israel Matarimov. Uh, would he feasted on Inoue? Had they been there in that? Had they been there? Who knows? But you know what? It just means he's got to go back to the drawing board a bit, man. He's got to do some work before we start putting him up against the elite of the division. He does have what it takes, but he needs a little bit more, man. He does need a little bit more before we start putting him in the ring with these big dudes. The top end guys in this division. And but he did come through with this win. Shout out to him, man. Tim Tszyu. I've been telling you guys to watch this guy for over a year now. So maybe this time you guys will listen. Go check him out, man. Tim Tszyu. Check out his highlight reels. Check out his fights. We've dropped some links for you guys here in the comments so you can go and check out some things on him. But yes, man, what a great fight. Epic event. Shout out to Tim Tszyu for that brilliant win. Now improves to 20-0. Maybe he's ready. Maybe he's not. We'll see what happens in the future. We'll see who he gets up against next. But he's on the verge of knocking on that door of the elite at that weight class, and it's only a matter of time before we start seeing him in with those big boys. It's Mike Gore. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy hump day. I thought I'd bring you a little bit of something special. We didn't profile today. We just told you about a fight that I didn't want to save to the weekend. That's why you got it today, guys, because it happened today. It's your boy Mike Orafor coming to you live from the Knuckle Up studio, talkinfight.com. Go hit it up. Hit the subscribe. Set your reminders. You don't want to miss it. Also, we hitting the road this weekend. Find us live in Windsor Sunday for our Knockout of the Week award. First time on location for interviews. You guys don't want to miss that, man. Make sure you set the reminders. I'll see you tomorrow with another up-and-coming prospect from around the world. Got to tune in to find out from where and who. It's your boy Mike Orafor. Knuckle up, baby.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, man.